YouTube. How we doing? Um, anyways, if you're new to the channel, don't forget smash the like button, smash the subscribe button, and drop a comment down below. What today we're going to be doing is talking about permits and some back office work for your trucking authority. And we're going to be talking a lot about this book right here. Okay. Um, let's see. We got Chio Rocha in the house. First one in. What's up, brother? How you doing? And I'm down here in North Carolina. It is pretty hot down here, and hopefully this is the last week without no AC in the truck. Pretty much, I got everything down packed with this AC. Almost done, replaced every single part on here, but we got the last part of the AC coming to Ohio on Tuesday, so we can get that all worked up and squared away. But anyways, in light of the Blitz next week, I thought this would be a perfect opportunity talking about the permit book, because that is one of those things on your inspections, especially like on a level 3 inspection, or just any inspection in general. If any of your trucks ever get pulled over, you want to make sure that you have this book legitimate, and you have all the proper documentation, so you or one of your drivers or your owner operators are not going through some headache or anything like that, or getting fined because you don't have the proper paperwork. Okay, so without further ado, we have here the permit book. Okay, the permit book, pretty much I print out a copy, and this is just a binder, a little 2-inch binder, and pretty much I print out the thing. Got your logo on there, it's got your address, it's got a fax, and you got your cell phone and all of that. And pretty much you got your MC, DOT, and FEIN. All right. First page as usual, you're gonna have your cab card. Okay. Cab card is pretty much saying, what do you call it? Pretty much saying the registration of the truck, that it has the plates. All right. So pretty much right here, because we got this truck, the Freightliner is in Ohio. It says Ohio portion registration cab card. Okay. And you got to make sure that it's not expired. It says the expiration date is September. So I do have somebody, one of my assistants that helps me with my authority, pretty much make a little spreadsheet on a tracker and shows every truck and when are their permits or anything like that is expiring. You want to make sure you keep on top of that, because most drivers are not going to be really looking in this book until they're actually getting inspected. Okay. Besides that, the next thing I have right behind it is the tractor DOT. So right there, you can see that pretty much you got the tractor DOT inspection. And that is another thing that you want to make sure is up to date. You should probably be doing them every 3 or 6 months, just to make sure your vehicle is being maintained, in your fleet as well. All right. Then the next page, what I'll do is put a trailer registration, and right behind it I'll have a trailer inspection. But because right now we're doing a power load on this truck, this page is empty, because most of the time the trailer registration is kept on a power van. It's kept inside the actual trailer. So we have the trailer registration and trailer DOT inspection. So those are both being kept right now in the actual trailer. If it was my trailer, like the other trailer that I have, this stuff is actually in here. Then on the next page, we have a certificate, the insurance. All right, a cord copy. That's the one thing you want to make sure you get, a cord copy of the insurance. And pretty much saying, this is how the form looks roughly, and it does have some expiration dates on there. So you want to make sure those don't expire. And you want to make sure that you are listed as a certificate holder, your business is. All right, at the bottom there, you want to make sure it's not blank or anything. You want to make sure it's listed. You're listed as it. All right. And sometimes some insurance companies, they do include the cab card, but an insurance cab card. So I have that there, and that's for Ohio. Um, every state that you work out of, this is based off of Northeast, this permit book. So there's going to be a lot of different permits for different states, and depending what lane you run, you're going to need this. But so far, you're going to need everything that I've been talking about for any authority, any company. Then the next page, you don't have to have them in this order. I do just find them more easier kept, in this order. The next thing you want to have is your IFTA license, all right? And pretty much that's my IFTA license based out of New York. And right behind it, I have the HUT for New York, all right? If you don't run in New York, you don't need the HUT, all right? That's a highway use tax, essentially, all right? The next one is because we are a Northeast carrier, we do have a KYU, all right? The KYU is to operate in Kentucky. You're definitely going to need that if you're, running through Kentucky at all. And it's pretty much like this, all right? And all these permits, they have expiration dates. So you want to make sure that you have that, set up. Let's see. Right after the KYU, I started with the MC authority, and the only reason I did that is because there's other permits, and the other permits that I don't have because I don't really run in those states is Oregon permit. You have the Oregon permit, then you have a permit for New Mexico, and I think that is the other two permits that I don't have. Yeah, those are the only two permits that I don't have. And then you have other permits like liquor license in New Jersey and some other liquor licenses. But like I said, I don't have any of that. So we're just going to move on besides those permits, all right? So the next one is going to be pretty much your letter of your certificate of authority, okay? And that's going to show, hey, this is an FMCSA. This is how much it's going to cost you. We got a question here, Rashad Curry. Where can you get your permits and how much will it run you for them? You can get your permits yourself, or you can use a carrier compliance company such as Foley. There's Foley, there's TBS, there's a bunch of them out there. And for a fee, they'll help you do all that, your permits and stuff like that. To get your highway use tax, that was pretty simple. I did that one myself. I think I paid about $20 to get that permit, and then it's like I think $5 per little sticker decal you get per truck. And then to get your IFTA, you have to pretty much, that depends on what state, but it could wind up ranging about $50 to get your IFTA, give or take, or cheaper. Ohio, I think Ohio just charges $2 per truck per decal sticker, and then for Oregon, it's about $50. About $50 to file like a mileage permit. Pretty much, if you don't run through Oregon a lot, you can just do it by mileage and just say, hey, I only did like 50 miles in this 3 months, and you report it to Oregon, and then they charge you whatever mileage you did in Oregon. Whereas you can do a full unlimited miles in Oregon, but I think it's about $500 or something like that. Don't quote me on that. It's somewhere along those lines. Dave Robinson, still hogging, he would know more on that Oregon because that's more of his lane. And then the New Mexico, I don't think that costs very much. The KYU, I think it was under $200 or under $100. Don't quote me on that, but all these permits are relatively inexpensive. The next one I have here is Certificate of Drug and Alcohol Program, and I have that in every truck. And pretty much saying, hey, the carrier is registered under the drug consortium. And right behind it, I have like additional drug test forms. So if the driver, owner, op, or whatever ever has to take a drug test for whatever reason on the road, they got these paper copies, and then they just pull up to any medical place, use the form, and then send it off to me so that I can pretty much keep that on record. And then after that, I have automobile loss notice form. Pretty much, it looks something like this. This was provided to me by the insurance company. They said, hey, if any of your drivers or trucks get into an accident, can they just please fill this out? It just, kind of like a police report per se. And after that, that's pretty much it. At least for my authority. And then on here I have, what truck number it is here, and on the back I have pretty much important contact information for anybody that's working in the carrier to get a hold of somebody. All right. Now we got here Henny Bautista. I use a lady in New Jersey. It's not expensive. Saves me a headache. What was her name? Because, and here's the thing, going out and getting all these permits, you can do them yourself. You can save some money, but if you want, you could definitely use another company to do all these permits and all that stuff. And it's relatively inexpensive, and it kind of saves you that headache to make sure that make sure you're in compliance, and make sure you're that part of your authority is good to go. All right. We got Henny Bautista says Deborah Larson in Jersey, hooked them up. Okay. All right. See, read these other comments. C. Gonzalez, congrats, my fellow New Yorker. Well, appreciate it. Wilfredo Ventura, what's up? Rashad Curry, you still need all permits if you don't run in the States? No, you don't need all these permits if you don't run in the States. But, because I'm a Northeast carrier, I don't really run in Kentucky that often, but there is a possibility that I do run in there. So I just made sure I got the KYU, whatever. I don't get the Oregon permit until a truck needs to get into Oregon and New Mexico as well. Like when the moment comes, that's you can get these permits within hours. It doesn't take that long to receive these the other additional permits. Yeah, that's what I really wanted to talk about. It's going to be just a little short video talking about that. We got Sonic the Hedgehog. I'm going to call you later, bro. Got bad news. Uh-oh. We got Renee Dubois, Demon Loco, and Nathan Nicholas. Hello, brother. And we got Cornell in the house. All right, guys. So, we got Abudu. I can never say his name right. Abdul Ophelia. Hi, bro. How you doing? I'm doing great. We're doing great right now in the Trucking Authority. We got Charles Brent. Happy Sunday, Hamlet. Appreciate it, man. Happy Sunday to you as well, Charles, and hope you keeping it safe out there. There's a lot of stuff that goes to the permits and all that kind of stuff. You have, additionally, from this permit stuff, you have the 2290, which always renews in June. And the 2290, a company, TBS, they can do it for you. It's about $550 if you do it yourself, and then probably another $60 if another company does it for you. All right. You have to have that because pretty much when you go to renew your IFTA at the end of the year, they're going to want proof that you paid the taxes on the 2290. They're going to ask for a 2290 form. And if you don't have the 2290 form, they just won't renew your registration. So that's like another thing that happens with that. There's some more back office work. There's quite a bit of back office work, honestly, with the Trucking Authority. And I knew there was quite a bit, but I had to hire an assistant pretty much to make sure, everything. I didn't have to, but I felt the need to, because I had another, I have 2 trucks on the road, and then there was kind of, a couple owner operators coming. So I just wanted to make sure that, I wasn't trying to do this all on my own and get swamped with it, and, and then myself trying to get some sleep and try to still drive a truck at the same time. So I hired an assistant, and she's doing a pretty good job right now. Stuff like, getting a Raycon and signing it back and sending it back to the broker, that stuff like that, then keeping receipts. You know, there goes a lot of back office work into the trucking authority that I can see why a lot of people would just say, hey, you know what, I just be leased on to somebody that gives me a decent percentage and just chill like that, because it's a lot more of a headache for sure. Um, well, let's see if we got any more comments in here. Abu Abdul, can you list all those permits after your live feed? And yeah, I'll definitely do that. I'll drop it in the comments if that helps out. And let's see if anybody got any questions. There were some other topics I wanted to talk about on the next live feed that I do. Was I definitely wanted to do this fuel card and talk about fuel cards. So I'll probably, if I'm feeling really up to it, I might end this live feed and then go and do another video talking about just the fuel card alone. Let's see. And then that that permit book, that doesn't include if you're an owner op, you want to make sure you have a lease agreement in there, because the DOT officers can get you on that. What do you call it? The DOT officers can get you on that if you don't have that lease agreement in that book, because then they say, hey, how do we know you're leased on, or whatever the case is. You're pretty much having proof and documentation of everything. All right. We have JW Lux. What's the percentage if someone would lease onto your company? The percentage would be 12%. All right. There's other people offering 10% or maybe even less than that. But from what I've learned after pretty much hiring these 3 owner options now, is that at 10% it was good that I did with them, but I have incurred a lot more expenses because of that. And by expenses, I mean back office work. Essentially, I have to create settlements for every driver, every owner operator, and make sure that the fuel card that I might issue them, or the fuel card that they're using, and track the miles on the truck, and make sure the logs are good, print the logs, do record keeping of logs. What else? There's a lot of back office work, and pretty much I have incurred some more time and money giving to my assistant and my wife because of the more work I pretty much is throwing onto them. You know what I'm saying? But I think still at 12%, it's definitely a good. You can still make a lot of money with 12%, honestly. And let's see, what else would I want to talk about? They said, JW Lux, how much experience do I need? It's on a case-by-case basis. Typically, you need 2 years. I can look at other things such as military experience, because I am a veteran-owned company, and so I can look at things like that and kind of substitute for your actual driving experience and your military time. So I don't know if that answers your question. But definitely, if you're 2 years experience, most people that qualifies with the experience, and then not including any crazy stuff you had in the background, like DUIs and stuff like that. Let's see. I'm just gonna do another video, and anybody, whoever's watching, let me know if you wanted to see a specific video on the next live feed of what you would like to see. Right now, what I'm working on is gonna be the fuel card video. I got another good video coming out this week. Really good video. You guys need to come out and watch that, because it's definitely gonna be a good one. It's gonna be a juicy one. But anyways, without further ado, I want to talk about the fuel card, and I wanted to talk about what is it called? Let's see. I wanted to talk about, man, I'm losing all my train of thought here. Pretty much, using the load board and possibly seeing, how to choose loads and stuff like that using the TAT board or other load boards and, helping you choose a load for yourself and, that kind of stuff. I wanted to do another video talking about truck maintenance on essentially how much money it took to get this Freightliner Classic up on the road with no issues, like fully inspected multiple times and with no issues that I know coming up on the blitz that I shouldn't have any problems. I mean, they always find some issue, right? Like they always find something wrong with the truck, but mechanically I know, there shouldn't be no issues, but like I said, those guys most of the time they got a quota and they just trying to they're gonna find something they really want, you know what I mean? But without really getting into that, if any, let's see what other comments we got here. We got JW Lux. How is the yellow and white truck? Yellow and white truck is still getting repaired. My mechanic, he pretty much took some time off right now, and so I kind of have that on hold right now. And let's see. But I do have a couple of videos I need to drop on the restoration. I've just been really working quite. I've been working a lot because essentially been trying to get this truck up on the road and all the stuff with authority and this, making sure these other owner ops I'm about to hire on that they'll be ready to roll. Stuff like that, and then talking to the legal department to get a lease agreement written up, a lot of stuff like that. And I haven't been able to write up, to get on the computer and drop a video. But today I have quite some time to do that, and I'm definitely gonna be doing that for you guys. Let's see here. Did you work with other trucks except yours at your shop? No, right now I'm just working on my own trucks right now. I haven't taken that liability of working on other people's truck just yet. And that's just because I need to focus on my stuff first before, I put other people's stuff in there. I just want to make sure I got the space for it right now, It is a four stall garage, but the way that truck is taken apart is just taking up all the space in the garage. And if I had to, take apart another truck and it's something a little bit, I really wouldn't have that much space. Let's see what else we got. Christopher Volbrett, when I retire from the Army, I will have 20 years as an 88 Mike Army truck driver. That's awesome, brother. Hit me up and definitely we can talk about, you coming on to leasing on to Cybertron or whatever. And what insurance company did you go with? I went with Prime, and that was another video. Thanks for reminding me, Scott. That's another video that I'm gonna be dropping maybe next week once I get some time with the insurance guy and he has some time to get behind the camera, and he's going to be there and answering all you guys' questions about, trucking authority and all that good stuff, all right? But other than that, maybe you might see my face here in the next hour. And Prime, when I say Prime Insurance Company, it's not affiliated with Prime, like actual Prime Incorporated. They're not affiliated whatsoever. It's not the mega carrier or anything like that. It's just another company that wind up name is Prime Insurance something, but it's called Prime Auto Group or somewhere along the lines like that. So, anyways, folks, without further ado, I hope you guys appreciated this video, and smash the like button on your way out, and hit the subscribe button, ring the bell on the way out so you can get notified on any updates when I come live on here. And we got a JW Lux update on the trailers. Well, here's what's going on with the trailers, right? This is gonna be probably my last week pulling this power van trailer, because next week I figured this thing out, right? Figured this thing out where Well, the two trailers that I ordered, they're finally the bank is finally gonna get back to me end of business day on Monday, deciding what they're gonna do. And depending on that answer, if they decide not to give me those two trailers, we at Cybertron got already approved to some trailers, um, lease some trailers through Hail Trailer, and they're an East Coast company, and we'll be able to pull some lease trailers until we can save some more money up and get out, purchase some other trailers with our own money. So that's the update on the trailer. If we get approved, then awesome. But if not, we got the lease option, and you always got to have your way. And that's what I started to do, because you got to have it in and out with this whole authority, because you can't just leave everything up on one decision, And I'm gonna do, Lil Sean, what how to do my Sunday live on YouTube. Hamlin speaking about firing your drivers. I thought that was a fantastic topic you had the other day on Facebook, bro. I got a part 2 to your video, bro. Part 2, all right. But I gotta wait to do that. So, anyways, we'll wait to see. I'm about to drop in on your video because it was definitely an awesome topic, bro. But anyway, without further ado, this is your boy Hamlet, and at the end of the day, it's simple. Get busy living or you get busy dying. Check y'all later, folks. Stay easy.